Hi, this is Amy at amycommonsensesouthern.com. Thanks for joining me today. I'm glad you're here, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. I upload 2 to 3 times a week. In my last video, which I will link below and somewhere up in the cards there, I showed you what I eat in a day on Weight Watchers Freestyle, and in that video I had a strawberry smoothie for breakfast on my way to work. So today I will show you how to make that strawberry smoothie and give you 3 bonus hints for making smoothies in general, but you need to stay till the end of the video for those bonus tips. Okay, to make my smoothie, I have one of these Ninja blenders that comes with the 2 cups with the tops that you saw me use in the video. I'm not going to use that right now, but just know that it comes with that. And then it comes with a separate blade attachment. This is the part that comes for the smoothie cups. So I'll show you how we use that in just a second. But I've started out with just a few cubes of ice in the bottom of my cup, and I'll explain the ingredients as we assemble this smoothie. So the next ingredient I usually put in is about half of a chopped up banana. So a fresh or a frozen banana, either is fine. It's just fresh versus frozen, you'll need to adjust your liquid. Then I put in a 1/4 cup of my yogurt. And this time I'm using the Fage 2% because I just like, yeah, it cost me a point, but for the amount of creaminess that you get, I'm fine with that point. And so the next thing I want to put in is my frozen strawberries. Again, fresh or frozen's fine. You just have to adjust your liquid accordingly. More frozen ingredients mean you're going to need to add more liquid, and so just keep that in mind. I could also put spinach in here if I wanted to at this point, and I'll tell you a little bit more about color and keeping some things in mind when I get to my tips. I like to put a little bit of cinnamon in my smoothie. This is totally optional, but I just like the taste of it. Cinnamon's good for you. I just put in a little dash. Some people might even put a little bit of vanilla flavoring in at this point. Next, I'm putting in, and this is optional too, it just adds a little something extra to it, PB2 peanut butter and company. I've never used this one before, but I can't really tell the difference. So I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of that in. And so this is really all I put in my smoothie, and that gives me really just 2 Weight Watchers points. 2 for the powdered peanut butter and 1 from the powdered peanut butter and 1 from the yogurt. I need to add some water in here as well. Some people might put in, and I put in about 1/3 of the way up. Some people might use coconut milk, almond milk, whatever. Because I'm using yogurt, I could still use one of those milks, but I just used water because you've already got some dairy in there. So I'm going to go ahead and put this top on, and it's really important with this particular blender to get the top on straight. Now that I've got the top on, let's go ahead and blend this. So I've turned the power on. Notice that the power button flashes red until we get the cup on there and locked in place. Now it stays red. We're not going to touch these 3 buttons across the top. We're going to concentrate on this single serve button. So I'm going to do blending twice. The first time I blend, you'll notice the dominant color, red from the strawberries, start to rise. That's when we know we're blended, but it will only go so far. Then I'll stop, let the ingredients settle, hit the button again, and you'll notice it's like everything splashes to this cup bottom, and you'll know that it's blended. Now that I can see that all the ingredients are incorporated, I'm going to hit the button one more time for a few seconds just to let everything rise to the top. Okay, it's blended. I'm going to grab a glass and we'll see what we've got. Okay, so the smoothie's done. I'm going to take this blade off, and one tip is to go ahead and rinse that in hot water immediately. And just to take this to work, I would put the top that comes on it, but I'm not going to do that today just for demonstration purposes. I'm going to show you what we've got here. Isn't that gorgeous? It's just like a strawberry milkshake to me. I could drink a milkshake every day of my life, and this definitely satisfies that need for me. So I hope you enjoy your strawberry smoothie. But I want to give you, before we go, 3 bonus tips on making smoothies. The first one has to do with bananas. So I use bananas in my smoothies to give a little bit of creaminess, and if I use a good ripe banana, I don't need any sweetness either. But if you don't like banana, you might consider putting avocado in there. The other tip I want to give you, number 2, has to do with liquids. So I hinted about this a little bit earlier in the video, but if you are going to be putting more frozen fruit into the smoothie, then you need to be adding more liquids. So the frozen consistency of the fruit is kind of like ice and adds that slushy quality. Think of a frozen margarita. Well, don't think too hard about a frozen margarita because this is breakfast, right? But just keep that in mind. So the more frozen stuff you put in, the more liquid you need. The last one is if you want to make green smoothies. If you want to incorporate some spinach or some kale, think about color for just a second. Now, yellow and blue make green, and red and blue make purple. But think about what green and red makes. Think about that. Think back to art class and the color wheel, right? So think about, since you eat with your eyes first, what you're going to end up with if you put green spinach or kale in with red fruits. So either decide that you want your green smoothie to be green, or choose a color of fruit that goes well with it. And I'm not talking about decorating. You eat with your eyes first. So just don't make a brown smoothie. Either make a purple smoothie or a yellow smoothie or a green smoothie, and just think about that. So those are 3 tips, things I've learned about making smoothies along the way. I hope you have enjoyed this video on how to make smoothies. I've gotten a lot of questions about how to make my smoothies from people at work or people I just know that I'm friends with. And so I hope this answers those questions for you as well. Anyway, I hope to see you again on Amy Common Sense Southern. Like, subscribe, do all the things, and I'll see you next time.